Hello and welcome to this practice session for the Alabama Boating License Test. This segment is vital for safe and legal operation on Alabama's beautiful lakes and waterways. Let's cast off with the first question. What is the minimum age to operate any motorized vessel, including a personal watercraft, PWC, on Alabama waters? 12 years old, Alabama law sets this as the absolute minimum age to operate a motorized vessel. Ready for the next one. If a 13-year-old has a boater safety certification who must be on board to operate a vessel legally, someone 21 or older who also has a vessel operator's license in possession. A 13-year-old is too young to operate alone, and the supervising adult must be legally licensed and at least 21. Time for a new question. What is the minimum age at which you can operate a motorized vessel alone with a boater safety certification in Alabama? 14 years old. At age 14, with a required certification, a person may operate without an older supervisor. Moving along now, what document must an operator who is required to have a license carry while operating a vessel? The vessel operator certification or license. This is required for immediate inspection by law enforcement, just like a driver's license. Let's see this one. How many wearable personal flotation devices, PFDs, must all vessels carry on Alabama waters? One approved PFD for each person on board or being towed. This is a core federal and state requirement to ensure everyone has a life vest in an emergency. Next question up. Children under what age must wear a properly secured USCG approved PFD at all times while on board any vessel unless they are in an enclosed cabin under 8 years of age? This specific law protects young children who cannot save themselves if they fall overboard. Take a moment for this one. Every person operating or riding on a personal watercraft, PWC, must wear a properly secured USCG approved PFD at all times. True. Due to the high speed and risk of falling off a PWC, PFD use is mandatory for all riders. On to the next topic. In addition to wearable PFDs, what type of PFD must a vessel 16 feet or longer also have on board? One USCG approved throwable Type 4 device. The throwable device is used to assist a person who has already fallen overboard. Moving ahead, what sound producing device is required on vessels 16 feet or longer on Alabama waters? A whistle, a horn, or another sound producing device. This is required to signal intentions or alert other boaters to danger. Here's another one. What is required on all gasoline engines, except outboards, to prevent explosions in an enclosed engine space? Backfire flame arrestor. This safety device prevents engine backfires from igniting flammable vapors in the bilge. Ready for the next one. How should a vessel's registration number and validation decal be displayed? On both sides of the bow, the number must be visible and legible from both sides of the front of the boat. Time for a new question. What important safety information is found on a boat's capacity plate? Maximum weight and/or number of people the boat can carry safely. This plate specifies the limits you must adhere to prevent overloading the boat. Moving along now. In a situation where two powerboats are meeting head-on, what action should both vessel operators take? Both vessels should turn to the starboard right. This rule keeps traffic patterns predictable and avoids a collision. Let's see this one. When two power-driven vessels are crossing, which vessel is the stand-on vessel? The vessel on the operator's starboard right side. The vessel on the left port must give way, similar to road traffic rules. Next question up. What color is the side light displayed on the port left side of a vessel? Red, this is the standard color for the left side light, while green indicates the right starboard side. Take a moment for this one. What is the main purpose of the lateral system of red and green buoys and markers? To mark the edges of safe water areas. They indicate the sides of a channel or waterway, guiding safe passage. On to the next topic. In Alabama, how far must a vessel stay from a diver down flag? 100 feet. This exclusion zone protects the diver from propeller strikes and the boat's wake. Moving ahead. When approaching a dock, how should you approach your vessel to maintain control? Into the wind or current, whichever is stronger. This approach allows the wind or current to slow your boat naturally, giving you maximum control. Here's another one. The ignition safety switch, kill switch, on a PWC must be attached to the operator's clothing or PFD. True, false? True. The kill switch immediately stops the engine if the operator falls off, preventing a runaway vessel. Ready for the next one. How does the effect of alcohol consumed while boating compare to the effect on land? Much greater effect while boating. The combination of noise, vibration, sun, and fatigue increases impairment significantly. Time for a new question. By operating a vessel on Alabama waters, a boater consents to submit to testing for blood alcohol concentration, BAC. This is known as the implied consent law. This is the same principle applied to motor vehicle operation and is designed to combat impaired boating. Moving along now, what is the legal blood alcohol concentration limit for operating a vessel in Alabama for a person 21 or older, 0.8% or greater? This is the legal intoxication limit for adults operating vessels. An operator must submit a written boating accident report to ALEA if damage to the vessel and other property exceeds what amount? 2,000. This is the threshold for mandatory reporting of property damage. Next question up. What should you do immediately if a boat motor catches on fire? Shut off the fuel supply and try to put out the fire with an extinguisher. Cutting off the fuel supply is the primary step to extinguish a gasoline fire. Take a moment for this one. What provides a warning that dangerous weather is approaching? Dark clouds and shifting winds. These are classic signs that indicate a storm or severe weather is imminent. On to the next topic. What does a diamond with a cross inside on a non-lateral marker indicate? A prohibited area or exclusionary zone, like a swimming area. This sign specifically means keep out or do not enter. Moving ahead, what does an orange circle on an Alabama non-lateral marker indicate? A controlled area, such as a slow, no-wake zone or speed limit. The orange circle communicates operational restrictions. Here's another one. In a slow, no-wake speed area, what is generally considered legal operation, operating at less than 5 miles per hour or at the slowest speed possible to maintain steerage betrise. The goal is to move slowly enough that your vessel does not create a large damaging wake. Ready for the next one. What is the primary cause of death in boating accidents? Drowning. Overwhelmingly, most boating fatalities are due to drowning, highlighting the importance of PFD use. Time for a new question. What should you do to minimize the risk of a propeller strike accident when passengers are boarding or disembarking? Turn off the engine. The only sure way to prevent a propeller strike is to stop the propeller from turning. Moving along now. What type of PFD is designed to turn most unconscious wearers face up in the water? Type 1, offshore. This is the most buoyant PFD, designed for rough water where rescue may be slow. Let's see this one. What is the main function of ventilation systems in enclosed boat areas? To remove explosive gasoline vapors from the bilge. Proper ventilation is essential to prevent the buildup of fumes that can lead to an explosion. Next question up. What should a vessel operator tell everyone on board before departing? Where to find the PFDs and visual distress signals. All passengers need to know the location of safety equipment in case of an emergency. Take a moment for this one. What is the key safety risk when a PWC operator releases the throttle? Losing steering ability and forward motion. Most PWCs rely on thrust from the jet drive to steer. Without thrust, they cannot change direction. On to the next topic. How far must you keep your vessel from a designated swimming area? 100 feet. Like the diver flag, this distance is required to keep swimmers safe from boat traffic. Moving ahead. When boating on federally controlled waters in an 18-foot boat, what equipment are you legally required to have on board? U.S. Coast Guard approved visual distress signals. Vessels over 16 feet on federally controlled waters must carry VDS devices such as flares. Here's another one. When two vessels are operating in the same general area, who is responsible for avoiding a collision? The operators of both vessels, Bremer. Both the stand-on and give-way vessels have a duty to take action to prevent an accident. Ready for the next one. How do you know when you are operating your vessel at a safe speed? You have enough time to avoid a collision. A safe speed allows you to stop or maneuver out of the way of any potential hazard. Time for a new question. When is a sailboat under sail the give-way vessel when encountering a power-driven vessel? When the sailboat is overtaking the power-driven vessel, Bremer. In this specific situation, the overtaking vessel, the sailboat, is the give-way vessel. Moving along now. What should a vessel operator do to make sure everyone knows what to do in case of an emergency? Conduct an emergency drill with the passengers. A drill is the most effective way to ensure people know their roles and procedures. Let's see this one. A canoe or kayak operating at night must have what light ready at hand? An electric torch or lighted lantern, flashlight showing a white light. This portable white light is used to signal their presence to other vessels to prevent a collision. Next question up. What light indicates a law enforcement vessel? A flashing blue light. A flashing blue light is the standard identification for a police or enforcement boat. Take a moment for this one. What is the best way to find out about hazards on a local waterway? Consult a nautical chart. A nautical chart provides the most detailed information on depths, buoys, hazards, and landmarks. On to the next topic. Who is responsible for ensuring that everyone on board a vessel understands basic safety practices? The vessel operator. The operator holds the ultimate legal and safety responsibility for the vessel and its passengers. Moving ahead. Where is the best place to store a fire extinguisher on a boat? Mounted in an accessible location. It must be easy and quick to reach in the event of a fire. Here's another one. When should a life jacket be discarded and replaced? When it is slightly torn. Even small tears or mildew can compromise the buoyancy and integrity of the PFD. Ready for the next one. What is one part of a regular vessel and engine maintenance program? Checking the oil level before every outing. Pre-trip checks like this ensure the engine is properly lubricated and running safely. Time for a new question. What should you do before fueling your boat? Turn off the engine and close all windows, ports, doors, and other openings. This prevents sparks and keeps gasoline fumes from entering the enclosed spaces of the boat. Moving along now, how can you prevent transporting nuisance species, plants or animals, with your vessel from one waterway to another? Remove any vegetation and clean the hull before leaving the body of water. This simple act prevents the spread of invasive species, which can harm local ecosystems. Let's see the final question. What should you do if you're accidentally immersed in cold water? Keep your clothes on to trap heat. Wet clothing can trap a layer of water warmed by your body, providing insulation and delaying hypothermia. That concludes our review of the Alabama Boating License Test questions. Hopefully, you're ready to set sail with confidence.